Hello everyone, welcome back. So last week I shot a video where I covered the 5 most essential guitar pedals, where I had them all out on my desk and talked through the ones that, in my opinion, I think you should own. Now the problem with dismantling my pedal board to talk through them individually on YouTube is that, now I have to put them all back. But this does present an opportunity, as I imagine there are a lot of guitarists out there that don't realise that there is indeed a correct way to order your pedals. I was in fact one of those guitarists that would just willy-nilly chain my pedals together in any old fashion, until through trial and error, some sage advice and a lot of Googling led me to understand the way of the signal chain. You see, arranging your effects pedals in a specific order will achieve optimal signal flow, ultimately making you sound better. So let's start by illustrating this with 2 simple effects. Let's say you have a drive and a delay. And we're going to work this way along the screen from right to left, because that's the way pedals are designed. You have your guitar input on the right and your output to your amp or other pedals on the left. In fact, we can illustrate this better, can't we? One sec. Guitar on the right and amp on the left. So the right way of ordering these is to have your guitar going into the drive, then into the delay, then onto your amp. This is because we want to delay or repeat our already driven sound. You see, we take our clean guitar tone, send it through our drive pedal to add some colour, some grit, and that's the tone, that's the sound that we want to then repeat through a delay pedal. If you did it the other way round, you'd be creating echoes of a clean signal, which you'd then be dirtying up with your drive pedal. It's hard to fully articulate the problem with this, but I guess it'd be like buttering your bread before putting it in the toaster. The ingredients are the same, but the result wouldn't be toast with butter on. It would be warm, soggy bread that tastes of butter, I think. So now you understand. Drive before delay. What else do people have? Let's take a reverb. Reverb is usually placed at the end of the chain, guitar through to amp. Reverb simulates the sound reflections of a room, hall, or space. This placement allows reverb to affect the other effects in your chain in a way that sounds like you've picked up your full guitar rig and placed it into a reverby space. Tuner, a lot of people have those. The tuning pedal goes right at the front of your chain, the first pedal your guitar signal goes into. This is because we want our tuner to receive the cleanest signal from the guitar, which isn't affected in any other way by any other pedals. So a wah, not the most trending of pedals these days, I'll be honest, but if, like me, you're still rocking a wah, then you'll want to place it, oops, losing our guitar, before your drives. Now is this going to stand up? Nope, let's just, we'll face it like that. This is because a wah is a filter pedal that adjusts the frequencies of your guitar depending on which way you rock the pedal. And by rock, I mean literally rock the pedal back and forth. I wasn't trying to sound cool. So it's not really an effect, as it's not really adding colour or sound. Rather, it's taking it away or manipulating the tone of your instrument. So we want this filter to filter a clean signal before we start adding any effects. Okay, let's go tremolo. So this is a modulation effect, and we want to add movement, the wobbly sound that a tremolo produces, to our drive sound. Now the likelihood is we wouldn't have a tremolo and a delay or reverb on at the same time, as it'd be too much. But regardless of whether we'd have them all on or not, placing a tremolo after a drive but before delay is best, as we're only modulating our coloured or gritty tone and not any repeats or spacious echoes. So what if, like me, you have another drive pedal, in this case a fuzz? Well, same rules apply as any drive pedal, after tuners and wahs but before modulation and delays. But here or here? Well, it's kind of up to you, as it depends on whether you're going to have them both on at the same time and whether your preference is to fuzz up your drive or drive up your fuzz. I like it here. We should get that printed on a t-shirt.
Or drive up your fuzz.
Do you double delay? I do double delay. Some say it's too much. Hank Marvin would beg to differ. This little delay gives me a more vintage tape delay, which I do sometimes like to layer on top of my main delay for more ambient, spacious playing. I like it here. Compressor goes after your tuner. It evens out the dynamics of your playing and provides a more consistent signal. Okay, EQ, same rules. We want to EQ our clean guitar signal. We are running out of space. Oops. We know the guitar's this end now, don't we? As we were saying, we want to EQ our clean guitar tone, beefing up single coils or taming humbuckers. Place it straight after your tuner. And then a volume or expression pedal. Well, to be honest, the jury's out on where to put this one. Some will advise placing a volume pedal at the end of your signal chain, which gives you overall control of everything and will cut everything when engaged. Others will advise putting one of these after your drives, but before modulation effects. This way you can cut your guitar's volume, but still allow delays and echoes to decay naturally. Still, others will advise that you place it early in the signal chain, which sort of acts a little bit like your guitar's volume knob. The reason you do this is to easily create swells. A swell is where you strum a chord with the volume down and then swell the volume up, which leaves out the hard strumming sound and just swells in the ambient sustain of a chord. This is my preferred placement, as I do like to do swells. So for me, I place it after my tuner, EQ, compression, but before all of my effects. So we have a complete order. Guitar into tuner, into EQ, into compressor, into expression pedal, into wah pedal, into fuzz, into drive, into tremolo, into delay, into reverb, into amp. Now we just need to take this order and make it fit inside a pedal board, which is a little bit of a jigsaw puzzle, not gonna lie. So a couple of top tips before we rebuild. If you're running this many pedals, I would caution against running them all off one 9-volt adapter and daisy chaining them together, which is when you take a 9-volt, plug it into your tuner, and then take a daisy chain lead like this and connect them all together. This is because doing this will overload your adapter, which could be dangerous, but it could also affect your sound with unwanted hums and buzzes. It also means that if one pedal goes down, you'll likely lose them all. Instead, get yourself a dedicated power supply like this one, the MCR DC Brick. Other power supplies are available. It will allow you to run each pedal from a dedicated little output, like this, and so on. And then depending on what kind of pedal board you have, I use little adhesive Velcro strips stuck to the bottom of each pedal, which keeps them all nicely in place when in transport. So now run high-speed pedal board rebuild montage. And there we have it, one fully functional, correctly set up pedal board ready to go back into business. But if this all seems a little complex and you're still trying to figure out what pedals you should buy, try watching this video next. If you're on the fence about pedals and maybe weighing up whether to buy separates or just one simple multi-effects unit, let me know in the comments, maybe the subject for another video. And if you've made it this far, please do consider subscribing. It really does mean a lot. And with this now rebuilt, I will see you in the next video. Time for a cup of tea.